Hello, everybody. How are you doing tonight? I have been thinking a lot about a word lately, and it's something we hear almost every Sunday. And it's the word that we hear during the Lord's Supper. It's called sacrifice. And I started thinking about sacrifices in my life, and I can't really think of any way I've ever had to sacrifice anything. I've maybe given up a few meals here and there, or had to sell a guitar to get another guitar, but nothing really major in my life. And I started to think about my family, and I can go way back. I can go way back to the Civil War. I want to tell you a little story about my grandfather, great grandfather. His name was Hardin Walker. Here's a picture of him, if you can see him right there. This is an old picture of him. In 1865, he joined the Union Army, and he got in a boxcar with lots of other soldiers and made his trip from the Midwest to Atlanta, Georgia. But what he did the first day he started the trip, he went and bought himself a day planner in 1865. So every day he journaled what had happened to him during the war. And it was pretty amazing what went on with him. As a Union soldier, he had to buy his own uniform. He had to buy his own weapons. He talked a lot about loneliness. He always was looking for a letter home, hoping that the letters would find him wherever he was. He looked for letters from his wife, Mariah. And he also really looked forward to letters from his best friend, Isom. Isom was a gentleman he lived around, and he always wanted to get a letter from Isom. So this diary right here was translated by my cousin Sheila Thompson, and I've got a copy of it. And it's pretty amazing the journey that he went through. The hunger, every day they had to answer to the roll call because so many of the soldiers were leaving and taking off. He saw death. He saw destruction. He had to work in different things to get money to be in the war. And I can't imagine riding boxcars. And every day, though, he would try to find something positive about the day. He would write, well, I feel pretty good today. Or other days, yeah, I don't feel very good. And they always gave him this medicine. And I can't remember the name of it, but I think it was quinine or something like that. And oh, it was awful. And I think the cure was worse than the disease at times. And but the saddest entry, there's two sad entries that I really noticed a lot. One was the day Lincoln was killed. He made an entry that Lincoln had died, was shot. And that day was a very lonely day for him. He really wished he was home and with his family, who he missed greatly, and his friend Isom. And the other entry was he saw a young black man hung and shot. I don't know the circumstances around it, but it was a very sad day for Hardin. The last entry of that day was, I wish I was home. So I think about that sacrifice that he went through for something he believed in. And what a sacrifice that was. And I'm sure there are many more sacrifices of many people in the church, many men and women in the church that have joined the armed forces. My dad was in World War II and had to fly to England to be away from his family. I know men like Wayne Rory was in the war, was away from his family. But Hardin's story's got a good ending. He came home and he had a family. And this is his family. I hope you can see that. There's his 4 kids. And this big guy right over here, guess what? That's Isom, his son Isom. He named Isom after his friend. So what I want us to do when we start taking the Lord's Supper, I really want us to get in that frame of mind about sacrifice. What it takes to sacrifice things for other people. And I think that John 3:16 really says it best when it says, God so loved the world that he gave his one and only son with the promise of giving us eternal life and really to never, ever really die. And I think that's something we should go into the Lord's Supper with seriously, in great meditation, because every Sunday we have the honor to think about Jesus' sacrifice. So I would like everybody to, and me too, I would like us to be able to go Sundays and with that real conviction, the thought of mourning the death of somebody who died for you, but also the great joy that somebody was willing to make that sacrifice. So I hope everybody is doing well. I'm glad to see so many people at church, more and more people coming, and I think we have nothing but good days ahead. So I hope everybody is well, and we'll see you soon.